What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's live stream, where today we're once again going to be talking about certain news topics that have been shared with me over the last couple of days over on Discord. If you do want to share any of this information with me as well, then please just head over on the Discord. The link should be down in the info section. I'll share it as well a couple of times throughout the stream, so don't worry about it. You know, I'll get you settled in. Don't worry about it. Everyone is welcome. So today, my main topic is going to be a little bit controversial because nobody in the K-pop world likes to talk about the negativity. It's something that is always put onto the sand, and I don't really understand it. I don't understand why negativity is looked over. Now, I understand that negativity can destroy face really quick. It's something that people don't like. It's just generally something that people cannot accept, and it's fully understandable as well. I was thinking, should we listen to music in the background or not? It's a bit questionable, but why not? Because I want to take off my headphones a little bit. Let's just get this going. I need to get used again to actually streaming, you know. Again, it is something, but I think this is going to be fine. Let me just put this on. There we go. And I'll turn it off when we start watching something, because I think it's a very good point. But yeah, K-pop is a topic that is very controversial by itself. There's a lot of positivity, but a lot of people, like I already mentioned, don't want to look at the negativity. And the topics that have been shared with me on Discord, I thought were kind of interesting, worth the read, and actually worth talking about, you know, to deep dive into it. I don't know how many people are going to be watching me today, but we're just going to be looking at them, and we're just going to express our feelings. You know, we should 100% do that and just enjoy what we're doing. And also just, it's okay, you know, it's okay to not always say everything is good. You can say something is bad as well. And that is the entire idea. One more thing before we start going, I don't have it open right now, but if you are part of the Patreon program for at least 1 month for the €5, you are about to get a hat in September or October. I'm still working on the logistics, purely because it's a little bit more detrimental. It's a little bit more tough, purely since the war started. It's funny, you know, a little war starts, well, you know, between two countries, but it affects the entire world. It just blows my mind away. But what can you do? But yeah, I see a couple of people actually into the chat. Well, not in the chat yet, but I know that people are watching, which is always awesome. But the first topic that I want to talk to is going to be about Nayeon. Nayeon, to me, I think with her last comeback, generally was quite successful. She has a very interesting persona. I like it. But then people shared with me a topic that I never even knew that happened. And that is the topic of, and let me bring it on screen actually, of Nayeon having a stalker that is literally going out of his way to maybe kill her. Like literally, possibly hunt her down. It's quite insane. I read the article already, but it's just crazy how far this one individual, like, I'm not going to go into all of the article and read it out, but if you read it, you would really see how far people will go to get information on certain K-pop stars. It's quite sickening to a certain extent. I have no idea what is going through the mind of these individuals, but in all honesty as well, they're sick. Like, there is no other way to really go out of your way to track someone down, try to hand them over some sort of letter, a love letter, even just say hello. Like, tracking them down is just, it's just schizophrenia. It's so weird. It's as if you are living in a world where it doesn't work, you know. It's creepy. People should not be following anyone on the streets, trying to follow their logs, trying to follow their last steps to see where they are. I mean, I can understand that some people are really just fans with certain stars and they really look forward to meet them. But if you're doing some research as if you're really just hunting someone down, trying to kill them in that sense, it's quite scary. And this is also something that is sadly the truth in the K-pop world. So if we go upstairs, we have Nayeon on the top of the page. And even though I think the word, you know, threatens to kill her, you know, is a little bit extreme. I can imagine in his head he does think this, but it's questionable, you know, like whether this is true or not. But the point is, there is the stalker, and the sad thing is, he is literally someone who is currently trying to track down Nayeon. He wants to be part of her life. Yeah, this guy really has an issue with himself. Again, it's something weird. But to get into the details, there's actually a video which I think is very interesting. We can actually watch it. Let me turn off the music very quickly so that you guys don't have to listen to double sound. Let me also put on my headphones. Because when I was watching this video, I thought it was kind of interesting because this guy, so his name is Josh. Again, I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but we have Josh, who is literally hunting down, there we go, this is Josh. He is literally doing the most insane tricks trying to see where Nayeon is. He knows what flights she takes. He knows where she sits in restaurants, in what restaurant she goes, where she goes. And this is purely because they upload a lot of things generally on social media. And in all honesty, it's quite easy to track K-pop stars. They tend to just follow along very easily. You know, if you're in Seoul anyway, and Seoul is big, but it's really easy to go from point A to point B. If you weren't there, just take my words for it, because I thought it was kind of easy, literally, you know, to go from one end to the city to the other. You can take a cab, you can take the subway in most cases. It's quite direct. And this guy really just did his best to make sure that he stayed updated with all their posts to see where the group was, in this case Nayeon, because he followed all their accounts. He needed to make sure where they were sitting. But the point is just that he is really just so obsessed with her that he followed her to Korea. He wrote love letters in Korea as we go on. He follows some of their places and tries to take pictures in the same places where she was or where they were. Again, a little bit out of the ordinary. I don't know if this is normal. I don't know if this is a healthy way of living, but what is wrong with him? Think about it. Like, what is actually the problem here? It's literally him. And the sad thing is, it's not only him, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but let's just continue watching the video where he really just goes over. And for example, I watched the video already again, but here, for example, he literally just tracks down on even how they sit within the restaurant. It's fucking crazy. Like, that's the simple term behind it. I don't understand why he goes into such a depth, but we're looking like at a serial killer of some sort. It's really just scary how this one person picked up all this information to know where everyone is sitting in a bar, in a restaurant, in a cafe, wherever this is. It's scary. And also just to have them tracked down like this, like even color code them and everything, going out of the way. And then the second incident is there that I don't know who this was again. I think this was generally the Twice Instagram group, but they uploaded this post where something happened on the plane, but it seems like Josh, again, he actually went over onto the same plane as them, plane, and he basically went to Nayeon trying to give her love letters. Now, of course, he was stopped by all the managers. He even states it here. The managers attacked me on the airplane for no good reason. I wanted to give Nayeon my love letters calmly, and then the two managers jumped on me. What the hell is going on? Well, what the hell are you doing on the same plane, walking over from one side to the plane, from second class all the way to business class, trying to give letters? I mean, come on. Be a little bit healthy, you know, think about it. It's really absurd. The scary thing of even doing this on a plane, just to put this on a perspective, is that you just cannot walk away from it. You are both, you know, in this case, Nayeon and Josh, on the same plane. That must be such a scary experience. It must be just melting, like brain melting, to think about it, that you're in a seat. Nothing can theoretically stop him from coming over again, unless it's one of the stewards or anyone that is in the way, basically. But that is quite a scary experience because, again, anything can happen on a plane. It's not like you can just get out of the plane and go to the next plane, you know, or take him off or kick him off. You cannot do this. And it must be a terrible, terrible experience. Oh, I don't even have the page open. There we go. But it must be a very terrible experience for Twice, for Nayeon, for all of them. And I was just deep diving a little bit more into it. I was thinking, how do they even get their information? And I'm doing this research for the last couple of months already. It's not just something that I did since yesterday. But to simplify the answers, I quickly need to open this up correctly. But to simplify the answer, there are enough of question groups, Quora, Reddit, a lot of these subpages where literally you can get a lot of information on groups. This is, for example, a subpage from BTS. Spicy Ben, what do you say? Good morning? I think it's good morning. I think you're in America, I guess, no? But good morning then to you, or good afternoon, depending where you woke up. But there are all these subgroups, and all you have to look for is literally the word saseng. I think that's a keyword that you just need to use when searching for these certain elements. Or Hawaii. Man, how is Hawaii actually? Put it in the chat. I really want to know how it is, because I can imagine it's nice. I think it's like half Japanese, no? Like I keep hearing from people who went there, they say it's like as if Japan and the USA had a kid. You know, it's like a hybrid of both, which I think is a very nice combination because, hey, you got the English and maybe also the culture of the Japanese side. I'm not really sure, but it will be cool to know, you know, if you can tell me that, because it's mixed Asian heavy. But do you also have American culture? Like, do you have Five Guys there? Like, I really wonder, do you like Burger King or McDonald's? Like, what is it with fast food chains? I'm curious about it. But anyway, back to the thing. If you really want to find out anything about certain groups, use the word saseng, go to any type of subreddit or Reddit page, try to look into it, and they're normally a little bit hidden, but you will get the information, and it's actually quite scary, the information you can get. I have a feeling I need to sneeze. I think it's going to come. There we go. But you will be able to find out all these weird posts where people are talking about all these different things, like either it's scandals or whether it's information on what's happening, what fans are actually doing, and what is real and what is fake. And it's quite scary. And these posts actually just get updated nonstop. It's a little bit... Taeyong is dating Gucci. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a bit of a weird element. But the point is just that it's a scary element that all this information is just live. It really just means that at the end of the day, you're not really safe. Let's say I get famous. Let's say you get famous. The more you upload on Instagram, the more you upload to any social media platform for that case, you know, the interwebs, the more trackable you are as an individual. If a person, okay, we need to go back again. Do we have a picture of him? Let's look for Joshy. I'm just going to call him Josh. If this individual from Germany, I think he's from Germany, by the way, if not mistaken, or Belgium, something European anyway. If this individual is able to find a fan from his mom's basement, it really just shows how vulnerable our information actually is on the internet. Anything can happen. And it's quite scary. And again, you know, we can go through all of these pages. You know, there's a lot of information. I might put the links later into the Discord. Actually, they are on the Discord. So if you just want to jump onto the Discord, it's there. The point is just that it's really scary that all of these things can happen, all of these events. Should we just read this one? I just get a bit of a cringe feel from it, but let's just go for it. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in Nayeon because she could have stood up and scolded the manager. She could have protected me from the manager. She could have come to the managers and told them, stop. And she could have easily, unintelligible, and talk with me, talk this out. So I'm quite disappointed. Who the fuck does this guy even think he is, in all honesty? You know, he sounds like an asshole. I mean, he thinks he's literally the shit. And to be honest, he's no one. And that's the scary thing. This guy is literally zero. You know, he is like the dirt on the road that people see but just don't want to look at. And that, I think that's a good way of explaining people like this. You know, they try to be seen by being dirty or doing their weird thing. But then no one really gives two shits if they were there or not. And that's the simple truth behind it. Let's quickly go back to the chat. Lol, my island is the capital. It's like a miniature Los Angeles. Imagine a tropical island with 30°C weather year round. That's actually really nice. Like 30 degrees all year round. It's perfect. Even though I'm a bigger fan of 25 degrees Celsius, it's a little bit up my sleeve. It's just a little bit nicer, a little bit cooler. And as well, if there was a cool wind, really nice. Small place, but very diverse. Oh, him. He didn't adhere to the first two restraining orders. I stopped hearing news about him in the late 2021. Yeah, I don't know about his restraining orders, to be honest. I didn't look into that because I only got these articles and I tried to look a little bit more into it. But the only thing I find is that this guy is a fucking creep, especially for him going out of his way to do these crazy things. You see, I sometimes had it in my mind as well to go to Korea, because when I was in Korea the first time, I wasn't really sure what I was doing there. You know, it was always a little bit questionable. I just didn't know anything there. Let's say it like that. The first time you go to any country, you're a little bit clueless. And now I'm a little bit more aware about, the K-pop culture, where they hang around, where they could be, where they couldn't be, and all these small things. And what I discover is basically that maybe if I go to Korea, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't go to this extent to hunt people down, but I would try to look into these areas to see what can I actually film, what can I actually do there. Maybe go to the SM Entertainment Building. They have a lot of these bears outside, a lot of cultural items there that you can inspect. There's a lot of tourism in this area as well that you can visit. But it would be cool if you can all of a sudden bump just in one of your stars. Like, let's say someone from, I don't know, BTS is there all of a sudden. I don't know if Hype labels, I think they're also in Gangnam, if not mistaken, a little bit on their eastern side. When the last time I looked on Google, I might be completely wrong though. Could also be the western side, but it's anyway in Gangnam. But the point is just that I would love to just meet someone, like if that's even possible. It's always questionable. Like, I cannot prove this in any way. Like, there's like no guarantee, but I don't want that guarantee. And I don't want to come over as that stalker element to really just jump into something and say, yeah, I hunted you down, you better eat my ass. It's just terrible. Like, it shouldn't happen like this, and it's just creepy as anything. Like, this guy thinks that because of all the effort that he put into looking for Nayeon, that he gets some sort of god complex from it, and that he should be looked at and say, I'm here for you, give me your respect. It's creepy, it's just really weird. So thanks are stalkers and the worst kinds of fans. And I even think that they don't even see themselves as enemies to the industry, but they are toxic. Let's just include that as well. He is known to steal pictures from Nayeon from other ones and has claimed them as his own by photoshopping it. Well, that's happening a lot actually over the internet. Like, the amount of friends that are into content creation, the pictures get stolen nonstop. Like, even I had videos that were taken and people edit like the logo away. Like, I tend to normally put the logo in the bottom. I think it's really obvious if you put a logo right in the middle. Yeah, I learned also the hard way, but it just put the logo in the middle. People can't edit it away as hard. And I just want you to say that, God damn it, the bots are coming. Pew, 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 pew. Shoot him. Someone shoot him. But the point is just that it happens, like, I wouldn't get too crazy about that. I think it's anyway weird if you claim them as yourselves, but this happens a lot in the industry. Even I had that on Instagram. A lot of my friends had them as well on Instagram and on Facebook. Like, uploading any type of content is just theoretically the worst thing you can do. The best thing is you need to just put a watermark on it and claim it as your own. Even if it's you working on an Instagram post, put a fucking watermark on it. If it's a very nice sunset and it looks good, someone is going to steal it. And this is just my recommendation to you guys, whether you're a K-pop star or not. It's just something that you should be aware of. Like, no pun intended, next level type of creep. Where was the pun? That's what I'm thinking. He's really weird. Just as living in a deluded reality. I think that is the correct way of seeing it, but I think a lot of these people are in a deluded reality. I mean, it's just creepy to talk to these people where they think that they are above the law somehow, they are above the norm, and that they have the right to treat these stars, these individuals, these free people as if they're their own kids, as if they're like the bigger brother, the bigger sister. It's really creepy, and the word deluded is 2000% correct. It's quite scary, and I hope that, how do I say it? I hope to speak to one. I am already speaking to one. I'm working on a video. I hope it's going to come out, but it just takes a little bit longer than expected. But I hope that the amount of these people actually just declines a little bit. It's a little bit scary, It's a little bit scary when you have people that are just, I don't know, they just live in their own world, and it's quite scary. Like, people like this generally are quite scary. Even just sitting in a restaurant and all of a sudden someone snaps their fingers. Like, for me, that is super rude. And you tell them about it, they're like, oh yeah, but it doesn't bother me. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not about bothering you. It's literally about bothering someone else. Yeah, it's just how the world is, The world is just a bit questionable at the moment. So I would just take care with it, like always. But yeah, it's quite scary that this guy really went out of this way trying to follow Nayeon. What is actually happening here? And I hope that he gets arrested, actually. Like, people like this should really get some mental help. That's the best thing that they could use. And I hope that they can go further than this, because it's actually even scary that they have all of this information. It's scary that this information is being spread from one person to the other. There is an entire underworld market where this information is being sold off. I was reading a little bit deeper into such things, and they would even pay a couple €100 sometimes for to know when people fly, the boarding of the planes, like what flights are they taking, when are they flying, what is the time and everything. And it's a little bit scary, actually, because it shows that this information doesn't just get leaked from the normal person, but this information really just comes from the source itself. In this case, an airline. In this case, I don't know, Nayeon's probably not, but someone who knows Nayeon. Like, these things need to be trackable, and that's the scary thing. Other people are always involved into these problems, and I do hope that they get out of it. I hope he gets his help, and I hope he can do what he wants to do in his life without bothering anyone and without threatening people's life on it. It's scary, it's scary that people are like this, and I hope they all stop. And not only the people from Nayeon, literally everyone, and not only the people in K-pop, I mean everyone that's famous, leave them the fuck alone. It's that simple. No, I think that's the right thing to say. No, just keep them out of it. Life will be better. Like I already said, so I don't want you to go on to... Wait, do I have captions on? What is going on? No, I don't have subtitles on. No, do I have subtitles on? I hope not. I don't think so. But like I say, if you do want to look into how scary such things actually are, just have a look at these forums. I mean, this is a couple of BTS elements out there, but they keep getting updated, like literally. Some of them are 2-year-old posts, other ones are 1-year-old posts, some are a couple months old. These things get updated quite heavily, and some people even, like I said, become the black market, and they would say, I have information, you can buy it from me. Phone numbers, emails, everything is available for a little bit of a price. Ooh, it's a little bit of a difficult topic, I must say. It's one of those topics that makes me feel uncomfortable. You don't see subtitles? That's good, because on my screen I was looking at it and I saw subtitles. It scared me a little bit, like my entire screen was just uploaded with text. No idea what it is, but it doesn't even matter. I just hope that the stream is working as good as possible. On the other hand, what is happening around the world as well? There was a topic that I was talking about a couple of months ago as well when I was streaming back then, and that topic was based on how much does K-pop stars, or how much money does K-pop stars actually make? When you read into it, it's quite a death trap. It's quite a scary element. The reason why I started reading into this a little bit more, a little bit deeper, was purely because after the series of the 9 Muses, if you watch the documentary, they talk a little bit about money. And when you listen to the managers, they really just see the topic money as an investment. And it's true, for them, it's an investment. The people in the group don't even matter. It's all about, hey, what am I sticking in and what can I get out? The return on investment. That's very important. And the one element that I was thinking about is how much do they actually invest into a group? And with the 9 Muses, for example, I hope my memory is correct. If not, correct me in the chat. But what they were talking about is literally that they were paying up to $1 million or so to get the group going. $1 million is a lot of money, especially when you have a couple of investors involved. You need to pay them back, and it's quite a rope around the neck, to start with. Like, it's not a small digit to start with, let's say. Anyway, what do the people then earn in the 9 Muses or generally any other group? It's quite a scary element as well. Not as scary. It's quite and it makes me anxious, to read some of these elements. Let me quickly read the chat again. Eric Nam and Crush said they never made money until the 4th or 6th year they were doing music, and even when they started making money, most of it went paying off their parents' debts, etc. Being 10 years in, they are now only living comfortably. 10 years in, and now they're just making the money. It's a very good point. I have a couple of articles again open here that I read through. Again, they are on the Discord. If you want to read them a little bit further, then great. But let's have a little talk about this entire article, because it's quite a turnaround. Now, I don't know where it really says, but I need to think about it. Let me see if I can find it. But there was a topic about where Korea banned the way the K-pop industry works. Let me see if I can find it. I need to just look into it again, because I read it. I thought it was a very interesting element to talk about, especially from a business concept. But in case you don't know what happened, so basically the K-pop stars were signing off a slave contract. Let me see if it's here. Found a Korean social media on social media. Being kind of. Let me have a look. God damn it, where is it? I saw it, but now I can't see it. Where is it? Here we actually go. So if you read this part of the element here, so once these trainees started signing a contract, they basically signed something called a slave contract. Now the Korean government actually stopped this contract because they just saw that these people are signing something, but they're not really living from it. But what actually happened? So in the slave contract now, they need to accommodate all the stars. They need to make sure that they have living, they get food, drink, everything included, dance lessons, and a little bit of money as well, you know, on a monthly basis so that people can have a private life. And this was, it generally is a very good idea. But there was a bit of a whole system in there, which is a little bit terrible, actually. One sec, let me read the chat again. Being 10 years in, they are now... Oh, sorry, that was something I read already. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so they started this implementation of that. Companies such as Hype, YG, all these different groups need to basically take care of all the trainees, all the people that are taking in, all the stars even, and they need to pay, they basically need to, not pay, sorry, they need to offer living, food, and drink. And on top of that, a small little wage so that they can also enjoy their private lives. The problem is that there is one problem here. They found a gray zone where they still found a way for them to charge the people for the living, for the food, for the dance lessons, for the recording. So basically, instead of giving it for free like they used to do, now they're just charging them for it, and they basically still end up with nothing. This is a very corrupt system because it really just shows that these members are really just getting skimmed alive. Their money is taken away bit by bit, very often, and they're just building up a debit which is higher and higher. I even bet the enrollment is quite high and everything, and they just need to pay off all these certain things, but they end up with no money at the end of the month. I'll find some sources for you about Brave Girls, and I'll post them on the Discord. They were on the verge of being disbanded when they went viral and had a resurgence in 2020. They went into depth about how their experience was and how long they have been broke until recently. That's the thing. Again, the members really have no money for themselves. They have nothing which they can help them improve themselves with. And it's quite a scary experience. Again, I think the topic of this entire live stream is the word scary. I think it's quite terrifying when you have the idea that you sign a contract for a couple of years and you are stuck to it, and if you leave, you lose it all. But if you stay, you also lose it all. Like, there is no win-win unless you really hit the records. And for me, this is again one of those gray zones where I'm like, for a country like Korea, what the actual fuck? Like, you should be able to maintain this quite simply. Just put up a regulation that says you pay for their living, for their food, for their expensive, just the necessities, so that they can live together. But even what you see in multiple different groups, like I was looking at the back in the days about BTS, about BlackPink and everything, how they sleep in cabins together with 2, 3, 4 people in a room. It just blows my mind how they really just misuse all of these artists at the lowest ranks. And it's terrifying because the Korean government doesn't do anything about it. Now, there actually is also the amount of money they actually get paid for an album sale. Now, the question is, how much do they get? It's problematic because there is this massive dilemma between the bigger groups and the smaller groups and the soloists. It says that, again, this is not proven anywhere. We don't have a contract somewhere, but people claim, artists claim as well. Is it 100% true? It's questionable, but they basically get 10% of all the profits that they make. So let's say a company makes 1 million, they get 100K in their pockets. The problem is, again, how big is your group? Are you a soloist? Congratulations, you walk up with 100K. Are you a group with 10 people? Fantastic. You walk away with 10K. You see what the problem is? And then we have group like NCT, that is 21 members. What happens to their money? That's divided by 21. You walk away with maybe $4,500 after all the work you put in. Some people might even claim, oh, that's actually a lot of money. Like, let's say you walk away at the end of the year while earning, I don't know, 50K. But how many hours did you put into it? when I look at some of these behind the scenes stories, you can see that some of these members work day in, day out, get minimal sleep, and yeah, it's a lot of hours. They need to get compensated correctly. Like, you always have to think your yearly income is all like yearly income divided by all the hours that you put into your work, and that is how much you earn per hour. I do the same all the time with all my projects. I need to see, okay, what is the project? How much do I work in the hours? And that is going to be the cost. But the problem with these budgets is that they sign a contract where it says literally 10%, 1%, whatever the percentage is. It's quite scary. And I hope, again, Korea, you need to wake up, because this is a very bad deal. This is basically modern slavery, there we go, on the market. And I still don't understand why Korea is tolerating this in any way, especially for a country that has been booming in success over the last years. I hope they get out of it. That is very, very important. I'm under the impression that less than 20% of trainees actually make a debut. The smaller the agency, the higher the percentage becomes. It's all or nothing for those kids. Yeah, that's true. It's all or nothing. Like, can you just imagine if they go out on a, I don't know, 2-year? Is that a fair deal? A 2-year run, training, whatever, and nothing happens to them. Imagine you lose 2 years of your life. At least I hope so. Like, the best I still hope for them is that they have a positive time from it. But the question is, like, what actually happens with it? You know, like, what actually happens with, one sec. Just wanted to put on music again because I enjoy it myself. It's a little bit calming, you know, it allows me to talk a little bit smoother. But the question is, of course, what actually happens with their money? You know, it blows my mind just away. And I hope, again, that Korea is going to one day glow up from it. You know, they just get where they need to go. One sec, guys. I just noticed that my computer is on silent mode, meaning it's more or less overheating, most likely now, because the fans are off. Let me put it on auto mode, actually. I might be lagging now. I apologize. Am I lagging? I think I'm lagging. Give me one sec. I need to just activate this really quick. Come on. It doesn't want to load. Yeah, there it is. It's so slow. Performance mode. Woo! There we go. But the thing is just that, again, it's just terrifying. That's the number one key word from this, you know, that it actually happens. We have another article right in front of us, again, where they talk about how much money they earn. And it's just scary that she even mentions, you know, like here, like a YouTube former K-pop idol, Gracie Grace. No idea who she is, but she just claims that she earned $0 from the music itself and less than $500 in total for all the other activities. That means basically getting on sets, going on TV, live shows and everything. That's ballsy. Like, I would love to live in a company, work for a company where people just accept it. That is what I mean. It's just crazy that people would tolerate this in any way. But it's there, you know, it's actually there and it's happening and no one really cares about it. But I do hope that in the future, again, they find a solution on this entire problem, because it is, again, just terrifying. Let's have a read again. Grace is very reliable with her insight. She was well known, including Subini. Who's Subini? What a cool name is that, actually. This is actually a very good part of the article where I thought that it's fair, you know. So he shared that his salary was about $12,500. I'm just going to say that, you know, for the first 3 months, and $0 for the subscription 3 months, as the group commissions fees and variety shows went straight to the company. Okay, so let's run this down. 3 months, still $12K divided by half. That is still quite a good income, I would say. That is, let's say $2K, you know, $2K just to get started. I think that's okay. The problem is that though it's a lot of money, you know, for someone who just starts out. So let's say you even walk away with 50K, like I was just mentioning it. The question, what he even says here, like, it sounds like a good amount of money, but how much of this hours, how much hours did you put into making this money? It's terrible, you know, if one should do the math. But I do hope that they really need to work on it. And also, I just don't understand. I don't know if this is the mentality of the Korean culture, of all these people that want to debut, but they know what they are signing. The contracts are black and white. And because they're legal, like, the companies actually know what is actually happening. One sec, guys. I actually want to sit because getting pain in my back, actually. The magic of electric tables. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. I think this is good. I hope so. Am I too low? I don't know what is happening. Let's actually have a look at this screen very quick. I'm a little bit low. Let's fix this up a little bit. We're getting there. That's much better. So again, it's a little bit weird that this is happening. I don't understand why people sign it. I don't understand why no one is looking up to it either, because this is something that you would do, for example, in Germany, in the Netherlands. Generally in Europe, you would always read the contract 5 times. And if you're not sure, get a lawyer, you know, check with them to see what they say is correct or not. I remember the same thing happened with me in Germany. I signed a contract to work at an agency, and what they actually say is not the amount of working hours, but they say that you are compensated for the hours that you do, which was a little bit weird because they had a monthly, you know, your monthly income. And the sneaky thing that it pulls there is that it doesn't say anything about over hours, like how many you're allowed to do. You know, it says dependent on the work. You would sometimes just literally do over hours on the first day. It was really weird. The most hours I worked at this agency, and it was the most shittiest contract that I ever signed, was working there for 1 year. And what happened is that there would be days, my God, there's literally a spider web going from my table up to the ceiling. How did they do that? What a crazy spider. Maybe there's Spider-Man here somewhere. But the point is just that this contract, I had nothing to stand on, because in the German law, it was adequate, but in reality, it was bull. Like, it was the biggest amount of crap ever. And after a year of working there, and the amount of over hours that I did there, and the compensation that I never got really, was just tremendous. Like, I worked on a project. I was working in Moscow back then, funny enough, and you would literally work 17 hours, 18 hours a day. Like, think about it. You would only have around 6 hours max to do all the rest, and it was just not normal. Like, I would maybe sleep only 3 hours at night for a week continuously, and that was not normal. I felt the pressure. I felt dead afterwards. So I have no idea how these people would tolerate this either. Like, I stood up for it because I told them, like, they were telling to me, because I'll be honest, you know, I was not the best worker. I did everything they said, like, don't get me wrong. I did everything with no problems or anything, but sometimes they would come with me and they say, why would I talk negatively about it? Well, I was saying, well, is it normal that, you know, you work 18 hours, 20 hours a day, and you think that people still work normal after that amount of time? And they're like, yeah, but we're doing this together. And I was like, yeah, that's good for you, but it's still not the way that companies should work. You should not abuse people like that, because what happens next? The next time someone is going to have a burnout. The next time someone is going to go completely mentally nuts. And the one time that I had it the worst, well, not luckily with me, I changed company actually. So I went away from the agency and I just basically became like the client side, let's say. We were working on a project, and you see, when I work with people, I just learned over the years, the best thing is to just sometimes give people their time. And if they all of a sudden don't answer anymore, just give them a reminder, like, hey, what's up? You know, like, where are we now? Is the project running or not? And what happened is then afterwards is that they would come to me and just reply. But one time I had a boss, okay, just listen out to this. I had a boss, and she, yeah, I would have to say she. So now you know it's a she and not a him. She would not care about how people would do their work, and she would ask you sometimes to send reminders 4, 5, maybe even 6 times a day. I don't know if she still does it. I hope she changed it, but I sent multiple emails. Like, sometimes I would send 4 emails within the same day, hoping that they would send me an update, okay? The scary thing is, however, is that they would literally completely panic because they're telling me, and I know that because I worked in the field as well. Like, let's say they need to work on a photo or something like that. They need time to put everything together, you know, like if you're asking someone to do something, I know the approx time until the project is completed, until they can hand it to us for checking. She would ask us to write these emails nonstop and pressurize them even more so that we can get them quicker. Like, though the intention is good, this one woman, she went in a complete mental blackout. She was written ill within the first 2 weeks. And the reason for this is that because we drove her into a sad situation where what actually happened? So all of a sudden, her boss talked to us and says, yeah, she cannot talk and hear anymore. And like, what happened? She just got a mental breakdown. Like, her brain was cooked. And that's all because of the pressuring that we had. And I had a talk with the manager, and he talked to me, not to us, because he didn't want to be open to everyone about it. But he and I actually had a small connection. We don't talk anymore or anything, so I don't really care about mentioning it. But he would literally say that it's not normal that we always write 10, 20 emails about a small topic. And I totally agree. Like, it's a really good topic. You should not pressurize people into doing more work, even though it takes a certain time to cook. Like I say, you cannot cook a steak quicker than what it takes. You cannot... I thought it was raining. You cannot cook a piece of fish quicker than what it takes. You can burn it, you can undercook it, but that's an unfinished product or a destroyed product. You don't want that. You need to cook it on the correct time. And it's a very simple analogy. I think it's called an analogy. But that's how people are, and it's just terrible when they think that you can do magic and it comes quicker. I really didn't like that at all, but I learned from it as well. So since then, I never do it, and that's also something that just confuses me. You know, sometimes with these guys that just accept this bullshit. And again, I really hope they make it into their groups, into the first debut, but it's always questionable. Okay, back to the chat. Most parents of the trainees are tricked and never told about everything in the contract. They are presiding over their kids. Oh, really? So they have control over them. Okay, that's a bit scary. Wait, did I just have something to drink? Hello? I feel so confused. I had something to drink because I wanted to answer on that. Okay, guys, I need to get something to drink. You need to stay still for a second. Where did they go to? No idea. I need to get something to drink, guys. And I'm back. They're not even being made aware that they should be legally wrapped. Yeah, being legally wrapped is just super important. I just noticed my camera is still... There we go. I think that's a little bit better. But I do hope that in the future there are lawyers that would actually help them out, you know, let them take on bigger groups, entertainment groups, even though they have lawyers by themselves. I think this is a really good point to just talk about, because if you don't, you're just going to walk into a negative experience. And sadly for all of these groups, like someone already said, only 20% actually make it. Imagine the other 80%. Waste of time, waste of talent, and they could have done something else. They really could have jumped into something better as well. Guys, by the way, Pepsi or Coke? It depends on my mood. I actually like both. But yeah, these are the topics that I actually talked about. The next topic that I wanted to bring up was actually as well the topic of what was it? The topic of BlackPink and the comeback. Let me just quickly bring up like a picture so we know what we're talking about. Pink Venom. Wow. Can you guys already imagine? This video has a lot of views. It already has 132 million clicks. Unfreaking unbelievable. You know, that is just mental. But let me quickly bring it up on screen again. So with this video, I quickly wanted to ask about it. Some people really asked me, like, what do I actually think about it? And if I go live, quickly talk about it. That's not a problem. Let's just talk about it. Yeah, 100 million clicks in 24 hours is, you know, that is crazy. But I was also reading into it that a lot of these clicks are just the same people changing their IP addresses and rewatching the video for a certain time, and it creates as a click. Like now I have it open again and it counts as a click again. That's the correct thing. It's inflated. You know, not all of it is real. Yeah, that's the correct thing. It's again, you know, one of these things that I just don't like about BlackPink, and I said this as well in the video when we're looking at the behind the scenes. So with the behind the scenes, I just hated that they only had 3 minutes. I don't care that the video was 3 minutes per se, but it was just so lackluster when it comes to building up that connection with the fans. I saw nothing. I saw nothing which indicated that they were happy about making the video, that they were excited to show this to their fans and be part of this comeback. Like, you have to think about it. They came back after 2 years and they didn't really do anything for the fans after 2 years. It just blows my mind away, actually. What culture, actually? The culture of inflating views, or I don't really understand what point you're talking about. But the point is just that it's quite weird that this is tolerated. Yeah, so inflating views. I just don't understand how this is tolerated, and I really just don't understand why this happens. It just blows my mind again with BlackPink, because you would think, okay, I'm just gonna say it, you would think that they would have like a bomb, like a party, really just going into detail on how this video was made. But no, they really just go, hey, so I'm here, we're doing this, goodbye. Like, this is it. And it just bothers me to a certain point. It just bothers me that they didn't do any more to it, because it's like a kick in the face for the fans. Like, can you imagine that you have been waiting 2 years as a what do you call it, a blink, I think? You're a 2-year blink waiting for something to happen, and then you basically get something without the sparkle. Do you guys know what I mean? It's like a present. Like, basically what you're getting is like a Christmas present, okay? A beautiful big box with air. Like, the idea was nice, but you're not getting anything really to show appreciation for you waiting those 2 years. Like, think about it. It's such a disrespect, I think, to the fans, that I just don't understand what they were going with. And I really hope that they are still going to come back with it. Like, maybe I'm just ranting about the negativity about it right now, but I really just hope they are going to come back and still do something nice. Whether it is like a live show, whether it is really just going into details and telling where maybe what everyone was doing, that would be great. Like, that is something that could be insightful. But at the moment, it seems like all the girls just met up for the song and now they will split up again. You know, they're doing their own thing. It doesn't make any sense for me. And I really just hope that they're still going to do something. There's something about it that doesn't seem right. Like, back in the days, I felt like BlackPink was a little bit more connected. While this seems like 2 years of something, a little bit of here and there. They come together, they connect again, and then they split again. What is going on? And that with 100 million views. Like, you have to think about it. 100 million views. And that's all we get. YG isn't known for doing behind the scenes as much as the other agencies. They tend to do a web miniseries for the artists. Yeah, when it comes to creating behind the scenes. Yeah, it could be. Like maybe it's. I know it's the agency anyway that's looking into it. Like I'm not blaming BlackPink in any way here. You know, it's not the girls. I'm talking about when I say BlackPink, I mean everyone involved into it. I mean the agency. But it just blows my mind that we still have nothing. Like at the moment, I saw no miniseries yet. I hope they're gonna come. Something would be nice. Like I would like to deep dive a little bit more into into their mind, you know, to see what actually is happening. But at the moment, we have nothing. We only have the MV, which was fantastic. Beautiful scenes everywhere, very exotic. Really, really nice, I think, how they were dressed. All the small details were really good. They even have like the challenge in their video. But just the point is just that it's weird. Like, are they just too big for it? Maybe they just don't care too much. You know, the same happened. I think BTS just did it a little bit better, especially for them also being a massive group. I mean, now they're not there at the moment anymore, but I hope they solve it out, you know? I really hope they get it. By the way, I was looking into an article, and what was it? About the payroll of BTS. I was curious about that. Let me quickly bring it up again. So with BTS, what they're getting is actually really good. So instead of paying them money, and I thought that this is a very nice way of doing it, is they actually gave shares away of the company, which is just fantastic. They gave them, I think all of them around $15 million in shares, like 68,000 a piece. I don't know where it is, but where actually is it? Yeah, exactly here. So Hype basically gave each of their members 68,000 shares, which is just fantastic because it's theoretically not money, so it's good for the company, but it's also something they can always sell if they wanted to. But they basically made them millionaires, and I think this was still a very humble way of doing it because they know exactly without BTS, Hype wouldn't be who they are today. And this is also something important. Again, Hype knows how to treat their members right. That's also the reason why they keep getting better and better and better and better. Do I see it with a lot of other groups? It's questionable. At the moment, I do see SM Entertainment opening up a little bit more to groups, especially when it comes to creative points. They're letting their artists do their own unique thing. For example, now with Key, I don't know if there's anything else coming out with Key. Let's actually have a little bit of a look into it. Did Key release anything lately? I'm trying to follow it, but I just don't see too much happening, you know? Let's have a look if anything else is coming up. But I really doubt it. I really doubt that there is something new. We saw the videos. Wait, am I gone? What actually happened? What happened? Did I end it? Ah, yeah, my battery died. Oh my god. I can't imagine that I forget it. Ah, that's good. It's good that you paid attention to that. Give me 1 second. The thing is, I bought a dummy battery, but the dummy battery is not good with this camera. And the problem is just that... Oh, I don't even have a charger. Terrible. Give me 1 sec, guys. We'll get this sorted. How you like that? Bum, 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 bum. And we're back live, but I do want to try out a battery that's different. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try this one. It should be a little better. Come on, get in there. Shove it in, boy. Shove it in. Hello, get in there. Jeez. I got problems with shoving something in. Okay. I think we should be good to go. But the question is it 100% good to go? I hope so. Sometimes I just forget to plug in my camera, which is very embarrassing, I think. Because I tried to do my best, trying to be professional, but yeah, sometimes I just forget it. But thanks for paying attention to it. I really thought my stream just died on me, and I wasn't really sure what was happening. But yeah, back to hype labels. I think they do a very good job on supporting BTS, making sure that they are getting what they deserve, especially when it comes to a value. And I do hope that the same happens to different artists in different groups. They should just have a system to make it very simple. Let's say if there is a group that makes 10% of the income of all the money, let's say, that comes, they deserve at least a part of that 10%. Do you know what I mean? It's not like their amount of money should be based on how much they earn, and that's normally the case, but it seems like it's weird, you know, at the moment. It seems like these agencies try to steal a lot of that money and put it into random elements. You know, like I get some of the elements. They put a lot into marketing. Marketing is really expensive. Making the shows are really expensive. Making MVs is very expensive. And I understand why you basically get a debit as soon as you... and my camera died again. What the hell is going on? Ugh. Come on. Another day. Another day. Back. I guess I'm back. Is it working now? I guess so. I plugged in a second battery, connected to another battery. I hope this works now. Man, I need to get a better dummy battery. Like I said, I have a dummy battery, but there's something weird about it. It doesn't seem like it has enough power to deal with my camera. So what happens is, like, the shutter would get stuck, you know, like the motor gets stuck, and I don't want it to happen. Like, I had that already with one camera. It's somewhere here, but what happened is just that it died. Like, it 100% it just died off. And so this is the X-T4 from Fujifilm, and at the same time it's also running quite a good new lens that only hit the market a couple of days ago, actually 2 weeks ago, and I'm really happy with the lens as well. But everything just costs a lot of energy on this camera. Like, it shoots a lot of high quality. Like, it's actually my A cam. I really like it. But I was also just watching a series from Mr. Beast, and I'm also trying to put on a light because I thought, why not? There we go. Get a little bit of spice going here. No, but I was also watching this video from Mr. Beast, and what happened is that there's something that he said that just inspired me. And it was like, if you like enjoying making content, make it. So I am making content. Like, I bought myself another drone. I have actually a professional drone, like, that shoots really good footage. Like, it's something that you can use on a professional shoot. But the problem is just that it's really annoying. To carry with, like, to the you know, I love big cameras, I love big drones, I love things that have high quality, but the problem is the bigger things get, the more difficult it gets to power everything, to set everything up. And it's true, it's 2000% true. And the reason why I just skipped, I'm gonna show you guys something. Like, the reason why I like to go downsize into micro equipment is because I think, like, I want to carry as much width without the hassle. Let me just show it to you really quick. The ZV-E10. Someone uses this. Let me actually have a look. Like, if you want help with cameras, Sony... I need to have a look at it. Sony ZV-E. ZV-E10. You want the vlogging camera, no? Let me think about it. If I were you, I would jump on the 6400 Sony instead. Yeah, so if I were you, I would focus. I'm telling you this again. I'm just knowing this because I know the quality of the 6400. I would focus on the Sony Alpha 6400 just because of the autofocus. I don't know about the ZV-10 too much. but I do know that Sony has an amazing autofocus. Oh yeah, now I can get into it. Generally, Sony has amazing autofocus. Fujifilm now also has, they all have amazing autofocus. We live in a great era, to be honest. I remember 3 years ago, we were all like, ugh, it's all shit. And we were all just getting so annoyed about it. I was going to buy the Sony 5100, but I was almost scammed on eBay for $400. So you bought a graphics card. That's cool though, you know, a graphics card is cool as well. Yeah, I also nearly got scammed into it. So what happened is I wanted to buy I was just looking on eBay, and there was a guy, literally a guy, around the corner, a scammer around the corner. And it wasn't the guy around the corner. Someone hacked his account, and they were selling the Sony A7 III, which is a monster of a camera, by the way, you know, and he was selling it for €999. Now I was thinking in my head, that's actually a good price. Like, you know, it wasn't to the point where I thought it was super cheap, where it was a scam, but I was thinking it was still a little bit cheap, and maybe this guy just wanted a bit of quick money, because I live also far away from any major city. Like, I'm quite far away. So I was so, how do I say it? I was so confused on how a scammer chose a place like this, middle of nowhere, that is not popular in that sense, you know? To scam someone on this particular camera. It was really just weird. Anyway, I wrote him, and then it started off. I don't have the messages anymore because the ad got taken down and got reported, and everything just disappears, you know, once you do that. But what happened is, like, I wrote like, hey, cool, man, you're selling this camera, you know, like, that's a very good price. Like, do you mind if I come by? Because I live like literally, it was like a kilometer away from him, you know, like, what's that, 5 minutes of a drive quick, maybe 5 minutes on a bike. And he says, like, yeah, it's still there. And then I ask him, like, yeah, but how many shots has it taken and everything? Like, how many times has it been used? And, like, I want to know that the quality was still good. And he came with some answers that were, from my point of view, very skeptical. Like, he says it only has taken 1,500 pictures. Could be. But then again, I know for myself, I don't take too many pictures either, because when you do video, it doesn't count. You know, like, a shutter click is only a one-time for photography, but the video, you don't have that, luckily. But I was just so blown away by it that I was like, really, this cannot be fake, can it? So anyway, I wanted to set up a date to come by, like, the same day, but he never responded. And then all of a sudden, I got an email to say, like, this is a scammer. Then the real owner of this thing says, yeah, guy, don't buy it. You know, I hope you still have your money. This guy scams you. Blah. I was, like, so blown away. So don't get scammed. Scammers can really just piss off anyway. But yeah, if you're looking for a camera, there's a lot of good options out there at the moment. Especially cameras are getting cheaper, luckily. And even the older models are getting cheaper. I don't know what your budget is on a camera, but I would anyway look into something like a Sony 6400, the ZV-10, like you said. What's it called again? The ZVE. There we go. Oops. One sec, guys. There we go. ZVE. 10 Sony. It doesn't have real time. AF, that's what you need to check. Let me quickly test this, okay? I want to check this out really quick. M50, because I heard mixed things. Yeah, don't go with a Canon, man. I would not go with it, purely because I think it produces beautiful colors, but I prefer to just go with Sony or Fuji. You know, like, those are the things that we use. There we go. We back. Was I gone? I don't know what happened. To be honest, I don't know what's going on. Oh, my stream actually restarted. What is up with my stream sometimes? It just literally would just restart. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, it's really weird. It literally could also be the streaming software, but it could also actually be Twitch. Yeah, my internet just works, so that is 100% weird. What can I do about it? Literally nothing. But yeah, go for it, you know, go for the Sony. I think you'll be happy with it. Just don't wait, and you'll have a good time with it. So very quickly again to BlackPink, just to finalize the entire topic. I hope that we're going to get something cool out of them again, out of it post MV, and I hope that they're going to do a little bit of fan service. Like, that will be making a lot of people happy. I didn't see anything about the mini series anywhere. I don't even know where to find them. If you can, share them, of course, but Would always be cool, you know? Man, now I don't even know how long I'm streaming. That's the worst thing ever. What is going on? No idea. But yeah, that has been my stream. I discussed all the topics that I did. Weird that my stream restarted. I don't know if this is a Twitch thing though, or if this is a something that happened on my side. I need to double check it, but it seems like it just happens. It's the same already happened last time as well. Like I come in and I go, so I need to see. Maybe my router restarted. I really have no idea. But the good thing at least is that I can see that my battery is being charged. So I love power banks, to be honest. I think they're great, and always have one. By the way, you as well, Spicy Ben, if you do decide to film yourself, just make sure you get a proper power bank that can power your camera with full power rather than just being something cheap. It's going to help you a lot. It might cost you like a couple bucks. That's so weird that I didn't even get updates on that. Like, I bet there were a lot of series going on, like something was happening, but I believe you, I just don't know where. But anyway, when you do get the camera, like I said, just get yourself a power bank that can power it accordingly. Like I have a small 10,000 milliamp battery connected to it, and it should be able to charge this now the entire couple of hours actually, which makes me really happy. And was going to use clean HDMI out for power. I don't think you can charge your camera with the HDMI cable, but you can connect it with, at least I hope so. Before you buy the camera, just make sure you, that you can charge it at the same time. Like that will be beneficial. I know older cameras don't have it. Cheaper cameras is always questionable. I know Canon does not have it, for example. The best thing is just that you can charge it during using. Like mine is not filming at the moment, but I can charge and just let it do its thing, you know, which is just very important. Oh yeah, now I can quickly show you what I wanted to. So, like I said, I bought this drone. I'm going to show you this. I hope it's going to loop, by the way. Like, is it going to loop? I need to double check it before I want to show it. Nope. But anyway, look at this. I hope it's gonna focus a little bit on you. At least I really, really hope so. So this is something that I was filming today, and I really just liked it. Like, hope I'm getting the shot. Did I get it? No idea if you saw everything, but the point was that it was really cool. You know, just to get these shots just makes me really happy. I do it a long time. Or my favorite shot, actually. Where is it? Is this one, actually? Let's have a look. I need to bring it up on cam because I can't see it at all. Like, what is happening, you know? Is it not filming anymore? Let's try it again. I'm just going to show it one more time because why not? But, like, shots like this really just get me going. My camera really doesn't like to focus on the shot on the ship because it's not a face. I currently have face tracking on. But yeah, that's the beauty of drones as well. You can do what you want, it gives you a little bit more freedom. And that's the reason why I want to get a little bit more into a micro setup that you can quickly put into a small bag and always carry everything with. Like a lot of photographers actually say, it's not about the camera that you use, it's about the camera that you have with you right now. Like my ideal setup is actually that drone right now and my iPhone 13 Pro. I think it's a really good setup because the cameras are very similar, meaning I can get a lot of nice footage that creates a similar feel to it. But my best setup that I really want to work on is actually this camera. I take it with, of course, and the drone. Like that is my ideal carry with case, just to make sure that everything fits. You know, it's just important that everything works the way it should and that you can get the shots you are planning. A lot of people buy drones, as a quick heads up, by the way, it's true. A lot of people buy drones and it's actually quite sad. They buy drones and they don't plan shots. So they see a nice sunset, but they don't know what to film. So the first 10-15 minutes of flight, they're trying to see what they can film, but they don't really have an idea on what they want. And the problem is that once they feel disappointed on their shot, they put the camera away, the drone away, and they leave it on the shelf for the next 20 years again. You know, it's something that they should work on. So I really hope, not really hope, but I always motivate people before you go anywhere. Know your location, know what you want to film, know what you really want to do, because these are the people that are going to really just help you. These are the points that are going to help you be more effective when you go on set. In this case, even if you're just filming something for Instagram, it's your set. Try to get the most out of it. If you want to go to a beach, what do you want to film on the beach? Do you want to film the birds? Do you want to film the trees? Do you want to film the sand? Do you want to film naked people? Don't do that, because the police are going to come and you're going to get arrested, and then you're going to go into the booty jail, you know, and then the people are going to, you know where I'm going? You know, you should always plan a little bit on what you want to do and what you can't do even. And small things like this are just very important generally as well when you make content. Just have a little bit of a plan. I know my initial plan was actually just to talk about the Stalker. What else was there? I want to talk about how much K-pop stars actually earn, and I wanted to talk about BlackPink. But sometimes you also have things like this that can happen. But always just have a plan. I think it's just important, just because it just makes life easier. And if you ever go on a set, and you know, once you like buy your first camera, you want to film your first product video, whatever you're going to do with it, just make sure you have a plan. Don't come empty-handed to a set, because A, it's not very good for your clients, and B, if someone ever comes and asks like, what are you doing, at least have an answer ready. Say, look, I'm filming this, and if they ask, well, but are you allowed to do it, you just say, yes, I made sure I did the research. As long as you can say those words, you should be on a really fine track. And this is also for client work generally. Like if you go somewhere, let's say a wedding or so, and you should film something, always ask them in advance, where are we shooting? How does the location look like? What is the lighting condition? I've come to a realization, by the way, that I don't even trust all my clients anymore for one particular reason, and that is because they don't lie per se, but I do get a lot of fake answers, not fake, like not completed answers. Where one time I had to do a shoot on a massive company, like global company, at the Christmas party. I asked them like, so what's the lighting condition? Yeah, lighting, don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. Then I come there, everything is pitch dark, and I didn't even bring a flash with. Like, I had a mini flash, but it wouldn't have been good enough. So I was just bummed out completely, because I felt like, dude, you should have told me this. Like, man, you know, we talk about these things. I asked you the question and you didn't even answer it. Research, just do it. It's always helpful. But it does help, you know, to do these small little activities, if I may say so. But guys, these were my 90 minutes on YouTube. I didn't want to talk too much. And also, Ben, it was very nice that you have been in the chat. I really enjoyed actually when people are in the chat. I don't hate that people don't give information. I just hate when people complain afterwards about the results, even though it was their mistake in the first case. So, and since then, I take with everything. Like, I take with all the flashes, all my lights, all the things that I could, just to make sure that I could have made sure that it has worked out, you know. But that's how it is, you know. You cannot trust anyone, and it's the same with all these agencies. They promise you A, but then the product at the end of the day is completely different than what they say. So it's always scary. But Ben, thank you for being in the chat. I don't know who else was in the chat. I know a couple of other people were in the chat, such as Richard and Lupita. But for now, I just want to say thank you all for being there. I'm going to be on the Discord. Ben, I was wondering, do you want to be a moderator by any chance? Like, I'm looking for one. I don't have one on YouTube yet, but you tend to be there quite a lot. Watch Korean dramas and House of the Dragon. Oh yeah, House of the Dragon. Is it out already? I'd completely forget that. I'll make you moderator. Just remind me next time, and I appreciate it. Like, I think it would be nice, because like YouTube has a massive issue with bots. The amount of time that I need to block comments is tremendous. A lot of them go to naughty websites, 18 plus, and I think it's just disgusting, because for my audience it's okay, but they even do it on kids channels, you know, like channels that have a lot of children on there, and it just blows my mind. But yeah, it would be cool if you were there as well, you know? Yeah, that's true. I think they are coming now to YouTube, and I don't know how they did it, but ever since I'm on Twitch, I might stream a little bit later there as well. Maybe I want to go swim now in the ocean. But I don't have as many problems anymore with the bots. Like, they seem like they disappeared. I'm happy if they do, you know? I'm happy if the bots just go away. But then again, YouTube is becoming the bigger streaming platform, you know? You know, the moment that more and more people are going to get banned on Twitch for displaying stuff they can't. Like, I'm so amazed that people are actually streaming full movies on there and they don't even get shit for it. Like, how does it even happen? I know, for example, the game, what's it called? God damn it, what's it called? Fortnite? They have a corporation now with Dragon Ball Super, and people are just watching the Dragon Ball Super series on Twitch because it is on Fortnite. Like, you can watch the series in the game, funny enough, like in a massive cinema. But that just blows my mind, you know, that people don't get shit for it. And I don't get that. Like, it really does nothing for me. And the weirdest thing is they don't even add any content to it. Like, it's the same for me that when I, you know, don't take offense, you know, like if anyone watches this in afterwards, but it's the same with reaction channels on YouTube. I think there are too many reaction channels out there that sadly do not play fair rules compared to others. Like, when I look at MVs, the amount of people that review items on YouTube, they get monetization and they add nothing to the video, just really just blows my mind away. You know, like, I turn a 3-minute video into sometimes a 15-20 minute video. I turn a 20-minute video into a 50-minute, 1-hour video, purely because I want to make it my own thing as well. I don't want to watch a video and say it's my work. I want to pull it apart and make it educational. But how people walk away with it is just completely crazy. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I mean, on Patreon, I started reacting on, literally on Patreon, I started reacting on other channels. Like, I made a couple of videos on reaction channels, and it just blows my mind away how much is actually being said. There's this one channel. Oh. Sorry for that. No, but there's this one channel that I had to laugh. So he watches the video in whole, says nothing. The first 3 minutes is just an ad about himself, about his channel, and about Patreon. And then the last of it again is like all about himself and Patreon again. It blows my mind away that people watch this because he doesn't do anything to the channel. He and she, depending how you want to say it, just goes wow, okay, wow, super, and that's it. But I'm amazed that that is also a niche market. Some people just like that, I guess, you know. I like to just pull it apart a little bit and enjoy myself. But I'm gonna go. I have to do my thing as well because it's 6:10 over here at night, and I have to make sure that I can still do something before the shops close. For now, guys, I just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, everyone. So especially Ben was there. Thank you for the great chat. Always just nice to catch up. I want to thank Lupita, and I want to thank Richard for being there. Most likely, I'll see you on another video soon, and I hope the stream was okay. Sorry for the interruption, that the stream was all of a sudden gone for 10 seconds. No idea what that was, but it seems like it did happen. I'll catch you on the next video, guys. So have a good Sunday. And I just hit my mic. I should add a euro to a cup every time I do this. I'll see you then.